All right. What's going on to all my homies out there? How's it going? Needs more drums back with another City Skylines video in our Los Baterías region in the city of Percussion, because that's the only city that we have so far. And so today, going off of last episode, we had a nice little, starting to fill out some of our infrastructure here for waste management, had another little suburb going. And I actually decided to run the game a little bit and, kind of let the city build up. So, let the suburb expand that we just built and kind of make some money. And that actually turned out really well for us, as you can see, because we just hit the 6,000 population small city milestone. So it came with a nice little cash bonus and definitely can't complain about that. So now I think and plus we unlocked trains finally. So that's the wrong tab. So yeah, we can finally build a cargo station if we want to. And I think that, this is kind of calling our name to start with our ore industry up over here to, potentially make us some more money. So today in the episode, all I want to do is kind of get a solid start to that ore industry and maybe even expand our farming industry a little bit, because I see that we've produced enough resource, but we don't have enough workers to level up. So we definitely need to just, build some more fields, build maybe a few more animal pastures, and kind of, we can fill out this area here. So we'll work on that maybe if we have the time. But first, let's begin with our ore area over here. So the first thing that we got to do is place down our headquarters building. And I'm going to leave the game unpaused while we do this because, we can make a little bit more money as we continue to build. So I think the headquarters I kind of want to put over here just because it is sort of, I want to leave the mining for the mountains, if that makes any sense. So first I want to smooth out some of the terrain as per usual. So I'll go ahead and plop down this guy right there. And now we have a level 1 ore area. So the first buildings that we can have is we can get a small ore mine. And I think I'm going to put that kind of up here. So yeah, so I figured to start, it's kind of going to be a little bit of a wacky looking road, just up here through the trees. Nothing too crazy yet. So we'll start with the little ore mine, kind of I'd like to put it kind of back, a little more secluded, maybe like back here. Yeah, that's pretty cool. The way it looks like, kind of doing some work. See how well that does. Oh, these need power and water too. Excellent. Okay. Well, that's just great. We'll put a couple of these down actually. Right there. With these, I kind of want to find a way to smooth these out a little bit. So with the water, it's a good thing that we got some of this water over here last time. So let's just kind of drag this up here like so. And with the power, we can actually use maybe some of these smaller power lines. Favorite little power asset there, give us a little electrical box. And then we should have power and water to our extraction area. So now the next thing we want to do is probably put a storage area for all this, for all of our raw materials. So I would like to put that kind of by our headquarters, just because it makes a little bit more sense. This is some flat land. We can have a little bit more room to build. That is a good idea. Save the use the mountains for the for more of the mining, and then kind of come down here for more of the production. This guy needs some power too. We will deal with that in just a second. should take care of that. And then this guy will slowly start to fill up with our raw materials, so that'll be good to go. All right, cool. Now that we have that in place, we can use one of these ore grinding mills to get us some metals. We can, further produce those into some more profitable materials. So I'm gonna I think I want to put one of the grinding mills down, kind of still up close by the ore area, by the extraction areas, I mean. So we'll put it like right up here for now. I think that's a good spot. Yep, that should be fine for that. Then we can expand out, as needed, but I think that'll be a good start. So yeah, so this will be pretty good for now. And in terms of the metals, I think we will want to put down a little warehouse yard next to this metal processing unit here, just because having a warehouse yard next to it, that way we could store some of the resource and then save it for later instead of just having to export it all at once. So I do like to do that with my with all of my production buildings, having enough storage for all of the resources that we are producing. So that's looking pretty good for now, I would say, and then we'll come back to that a little bit later. So our next thing that I want to do is build a cargo train station, because that will help us, kind of with all our industries. I think it actually helps a lot of our industries level up, and then we can have another little industrial area over here and maybe get some warehouses built as well. So let's go ahead and start with our train lines, which we don't have money for, of course. So never mind, we'll save that for later. Yeah, like I said, I'd like to expand out the farming area a little bit, and since farming is not super capital intensive, I think we can actually do some of that. So why don't we do that right now? Let's go ahead and drag that out like that way, and then we can drag out some more of these. So this is kind of like, right here. I don't want to demolish that farm, huh? That's better. Yeah, I didn't want to demolish that farmhouse. It's kind of a, nice little staple of the land there. So I kind of would rather not get rid of that. Actually, we can put a farm there. That's what I thought we should do. And using some of these Padelmo fields, these things are awesome, and they really make for some good farmlands, especially that since you can kind of not make them super square like I am doing here. This is obviously not a super square farmland, so I'm going to use the Padelmo props to kind of fill in the empty spaces. So I would say that's looking pretty all right. Now we'll kind of maybe build another one over here. Give us some more fields, a little bit more raw materials as our, I think we kind of need it. So might as well give the people what they want. Also can use some more storage. So I think we'll do that as well here. Just put down another barn. And then we can put down some more of these demo fields as needed. And like I said, something that I kind of like to do is put down some barns just from the regular generic industries. Kind of helps to make it look a little bit more realistic. So definitely can't complain there. And in this farm, I'm actually going to put down a fence because it's right next to the highway. So yeah, this is all looking pretty good so far. I'm very happy with how this is coming along. Hopefully that'll make us a little bit more money over there. And as we can see, going back here to our ore area, we're already starting to get a little bit of it filled up. Metals, not so much. So I think we can actually provide a little bit more raw materials, since that kind of seems to be what's lacking. So let's go back here and see if we can put down a little bit more. Probably expand this road out first. So maybe we'll put one kind of right on top of the hill here. Good enough for now. We'll come back and, I'm sure these will get a little more upgraded in the future. So for now, while we're kind of waiting for money to build our next train station, I kind of want to go and expand, see if we can expand some more residential zone, because we are in desperate need of some residential zoning. So I don't really want to bring this road, I'm gonna guess, nah, because that's gonna go right to the rail cargo station. So I don't really want to bring that road through, but I guess we could put it over here. So yeah, why don't we do that? Let's go ahead and connect this over here. Alright, so now I want to kind of fill out the rest of this area with some residential zoning, since this is kind of more or less the outskirts of town. I'll actually have, since this is a main road coming through here, maybe go ahead and bring that through so we can have another bridge going over the river. Except I don't know, actually this is a little bit higher than the tracks already, so that's good. Just have a bridge right over the tracks. We got Move It, my literal favorite mod for this kind of stuff. We can just have a nice even slope. So might even make this ground level a little more realistic. We'll see. maybe I'll change that. Actually, I'm probably gonna change that right now. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. All right, perfect. So that is a nice little, another connection point for us there. So now we can fill in the rest of this area with some residential zoning. So I just realized I forgot to have power and water to this other ore extraction site over there. So hopefully that'll be working now that we've done that. Can't forget about that. But yeah, so I like to, you know, kind of, if I'm building a bridge, kind of having these dead end roads here, it sort of makes a nice little, you know, you think that these were connected at one point, but then the bridge was built, so then these roads are no longer connected. Kind of gives a sense of, you know, going back to the past and seeing how the city had been developed before and, you know, how it's changed now. So now let's do our usual zoning. All right, I think that's good. And what's nice about this now is that we can actually kind of finish zoning out some of this residential around even this main road. Even though it's going to be a main road, you know, we can still have some residential on it, since I don't really want to make that commercial. Really, I think I'll put some commercial maybe around here. That might be okay. Yeah, we'll do this for now. So before we keep going on with this, I kind of want to fill out this district a little more. I think I'll just keep this kind of all the same, since it is the outskirts of the city. I kind of want this all to be one, you know, very similar district. And before we get too crazy with the expansion, I do want to, actually I might, where should I put it? I want to put down another school, and I want to put down maybe a park. So actually I'll put the school down right here by this main road. I think that'll be a good spot for it. You know, nice, easy entryway for traffic, but not too far. Or it's not right on the main road, so it won't cause too much congestion. And then maybe over here, I'll put a nice little park. Just laying out some of our infrastructure, looking pretty good. And then actually we'll go ahead and do one of our old little nifty tricks here. Give a nice little fence around our school. Make it seem kind of like a nice little little more private area. Actually, we'll even line it with some trees here. And there we have it. Nice little suburban school complex there. Have some high density zoning going up here along with our commercial zone. All looking very, very good. And, you know, as we expand, we'll kind of change some of these zones around a little bit to make sure they're a little more, you know, if the city needs to grow, then we will zone out some more high density, which we'll probably actually do in the next few episodes. I kind of plan to have a sort of high density zoning episode where we just focus on really expanding the population and kind of, you know, going back to some of these old areas over here and really building these up. So that is going to be coming pretty soon, since we're doing a good job of utilizing the space that we have, which is kind of my original goal. You know, expand outward before we can expand upward. And so I'm actually very happy with what we've got going on so far. So the only area that I really want to fix is this area over here. I kind of saved this for some high density zoning maybe, and I actually want to redo this road network. I'm not very happy with it. So, you know, let's go ahead and the last thing that we'll do in this episode is just go ahead and redo this. At least get rid of that, because I do not like that. And I actually what I really want to do is drag out this road here so that we can make another bridge going over the river. So having that will give us another connection point, another main road, another way to get across the river, so traffic can be a little bit more dispersed along some of these roadways. And I think we'll actually go ahead and upgrade this road as well. And you know what, since we are getting a little bit more money in the city, why not go ahead and upgrade some of these roads to include some trees? They bring a nice added benefit for people, and, you know, they have a little bit higher capacity as well. So all in all, a good benefit for the city, and plus people can't park on them. So sometimes I don't like those roads where they're all just filled with a bunch of parked cars. You know, these roads are nice because they provide happiness and reduce some pollution, and they're not super congested with parked cars. So a win-win in my book. And yeah, I think this is a pretty good episode. So I know this guy doesn't have power, but as these zones, well, I'll zone them out later, but when these zones develop over here, they will have more than enough power. So no worries there. We have another little school. And I think the next thing we can do is, we'll get some more water in the next episode, and maybe another high school is definitely in order. And, you know, maybe somewhere around here will be a little bit better of an option since we have a little bit more space. Yeah, we'll come back to that in another episode. But for now, thank you all very much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day or week, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Peace.